Om Shanti, English Avyakt versions, 27th of July 1971. Headline: Make the eye of your intellect clear and powerful. Make the eye of your intellect clear and powerful. Today, did you take the written paper of this bhatti? Do you know what paper will begin tomorrow? Do you know what questions you will have in the practical paper? What type of questions will you have? Do you have the awareness of what happened through you souls a cycle ago? Do you have the awareness of what happened through you souls a cycle ago? Yes. Since you have this awareness, do you not also have the awareness of what questions you will have? Maya will confront you, but do you know in what form she will confront you or not? You are going back from here having become master knowledgeful, are you not? Those who are master knowledgeful know everything in advance, just as scientists are able to forecast calamities such as storms, rain, or earth tremors with the help of their instruments. So, can all of you, master knowledgeful souls, not know all this in advance with the power of your intellects? Day by day, the more powerful your awareness is, that is, the more you make the eye of your awareness powerful and clear, the more you will realize in advance when any obstacles are to come, that on that day you will have to take a paper in something. The more you know in advance, then because you are clever in advance, the more success you will attain in dealing with the obstacles. When the government knows that today an enemy is about to come on that day, then because they are prepared in advance, they can be victorious. However, when you are attacked suddenly, you are not able to be victorious. Here, firstly, because of being Trikaldarshi, you experience the awareness of the previous cycle as though it was something that happened yesterday. Secondly, because of being knowledgeful, and thirdly, because the eye of the intellect is powerful and clear, you're able to catch things in advance. So, if you are paying attention to all these three things and you have that stage, then are you not able to recognize the obstacles that might come to you in advance? When you recognize them in advance, you will never be defeated. You will always be victorious. When their eyes are not powerful, or if the CID does not maintain good attention, the government is also sometimes deceived. In the same way, you must constantly look after the eyes of the intellect. Is it carrying out its task accurately? What else does CID mean? The checking is CID. If the CID in the form of checking is clever, you can never be defeated by an enemy. This is why you must even now try to know everything in advance. When it is about to rain, the elements give you a warning in advance, and if you are knowledgeable, you can be protected from the obstacle of the elements. If you are not knowledgeable, then the many different things of the elements become the cause of sorrow or sickness. You then become subservient to that. What would be the reason for this? A lack of recognition of knowledge. As you fill yourself with the power of remembrance, that is the power of silence, you will know in advance that something is going to happen on that day. Day by day, the special Maharathis who maintain attention and checking are having these experiences. If someone is going to have a fever, you can see the signs of that in advance. If you are knowledgeable in this, you will definitely have the signs of any paper that is about to come. If the power to recognize is powerful, you can never be defeated. A fortune teller with the knowledge of fortune telling and astrology is able to know about the calamities that are about to come compared to the knowledge you have. Their knowledge is nothing, that is said to be insignificant, since those who have degraded knowledge are able to know in advance with the power of their knowledge. Then, with this most elevated knowledge, are master knowledgeful souls not able to know. The reason for not knowing is that the eye of the intellect is not clear. What is the reason for it not being clear? You are not careful. Because of not being careful, you are not knowledgeful. Because of not being knowledgeful, you are not powerful. Because of not being powerful, you are not able to gain the victory that you should. So, is it difficult to keep your eye clear? What blessings will those who have come to the bhatti this time take from Madhuban, the land of blessings? Firstly, keep the eye of your intellect clear and careful. also take with you the blessing of being knowledgeful in advance. Through this blessing, you will never be defeated by Maya. Those who hear and those who see everything sacrifice themselves to those who are never defeated by Maya. Whilst you live in a household, those who are close to you and those who are distant from you should sacrifice themselves to you. The method for this is that you should not be defeated again and again. If you are defeated again and again, how can others sacrifice themselves to those who are defeated? This is why, in order for others to sacrifice themselves to you and to the Father, you should never be defeated. You have to become worthy of wearing a garland, har, and not be defeated, har. There are the special teachings for the Pandavas who live in a household. When you go back to your household, will you consider your household to be your household or something else? Your name of being householders has now changed, has it not? Now, will your household be called that of half Kumars? You should not have the slightest thought of your household. There is no question of even having such a thought. Yes, there is a question, but you should say that there is not even any thought. From today, close your register of being householders and start a new one of being servers. At Diwali, they finish old accounts and new accounts are begun. So, have all of you celebrated the true Diwali? Have you lit the Deepaks eternally? Have you finished the awareness of the accounts of the old household and the old sanskars? As is your awareness, so are your sanskars. So, have you burned these accounts completely or have you kept some aside? If you have kept something aside, your intellect will be drawn towards it at some point. Did you burn them and finish them, or will you have a desire to look at them now and again? Some things are such that they cause fear. Therefore, instead of putting them aside, you have to burn them. Those who keep false accounts are afraid of the government, and so they burn the books and completely destroy them so that no one finds even a trace of them. Completely burn and destroy your accounts and the register of your old awareness. One is to keep something aside, and the other is to burn it completely. People do not just kill Ravan, but they also burn him. So, if you just keep this aside, that sign will still remain. You must be caught out with even a small piece of your old register. Maya is very powerful. Her catching power is no less. Just as government officers catch you out over the slightest thing they may find, so too, if you keep even a little trace aside, Maya will catch you out in one way or another. Therefore, burn it before you go. You were told how Kumars have the sanskars of keeping a little bit of pocket money. In the same way, the householders have a special sanskars of keeping something aside for a time of need. No matter how much of a millionaire someone may be, no matter how loving someone may be, they still have this sanskar. This sanskars becomes an obstacle to your effort now. People wonder how their household could continue if they did not have a little sanskar of bossiness in themselves, or how they would be able to earn an income if they did not have a little sanskar of greed for various things, how their personality would seem to other people if they did not have any arrogance. They secretly keep the treasure of the old sanskars hidden away for such task that is for a time of need. This sanskar then deceives them. This is not personality, and these old sanskars are not the way to sustain a household. They have greed for old sanskars in a royal form, but it is still a trace of greed. For instance, when householders go somewhere and see that there is greater attainment there, they become so involved in attaining that they pay less attention to earning the godly income. They reduce their attention to this and pay greater attention to attaining that attainment. So, is that not a trace of greed? In the same way, those who keep aside the property or treasures of old sanskars for a time of need in order to use them at an appropriate moment have to finish those sanskars. You should check that there are not any old sanskars like that hidden away in a corner. They even have attachment If you pay greater attention to your household, that is also attachment in a royal form. It is the progeny of attachment. This unlimited household continues for 21 births, whereas that household is the household for settling karmic accounts. You pay greater attention to the household where you have to settle karmic accounts and less in this direction. So, is that not a royal form of attachment? That race gradually increases, it becomes an obstacle and makes you experience defeat instead of making you victorious. Therefore, all the householders have become great bestowers and greatly enlightened souls. They have to finish the trace of the progeny of the vices that they have put to one side. So pay attention to this. It is not that as soon as you have taken the course you pass. No, you now have to pass in this. Now have to pass in this too. You must not have the slightest trace of all the treasures hidden away in a corner. This is known as dying alive, or one who has renounced everything completely, one who has surrendered everything, one who is the trustee, and one who has love for and is cooperative with everyone in the yajna. This is the course. Though teachers give the course, after the course you have to give them force. When you simply give them the course, they are okay, but until the time of taking the paper, the course is forgotten. Together with the course, there also has to be the force. Then, the course together with the force will bring success. You will then not fail. So, fill yourself with this force, and you will constantly be able to be victorious. There should not be the slightest trace left, because a trace still remains. You are not able to shoot at the target of the intellect. You have to take such high papers. It is not a big thing to pass the small papers, but passing the subtle deep papers is a sign of passing with honors. So, do you know how? Do you know? Do you now understand what you have to do? Burn your old register completely. Go back having filled yourself with this much power. Even this much is enough. If clothes are not ironed after being washed, they do not have a sparkle. So, here too, if you do not fill yourself with the force after the course, you are not able to be one who performs miracles or show miracles. So, now before you return, become one who performs miracles so that your godly sparkle attracts others from a distance. What is it that attracts towards itself the most? What attracts towards itself even from a distance? A sparkle. Through what do you get a sparkle even in your exhibitions? What is it that attracts the most? One is light, and next it is might that attracts towards itself. And it can be any kind of might. If you have godly light and might to transform yourself, you can attract every soul towards yourself. By imbibing light and might to transform yourself, you will be able to attract every soul towards yourself.